Welcome, Taurus. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your September general reading. I have laid out the spokes of the horoscope wheel. I'll clarify with the African Tarot, and I'll finish up with an oracle card. I want to thank all of you for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and donating to my channel. It is essential to me to know that you see and hear me. I thank you so much. And let's get started, Taurus, with an overall energy for Taurus. We have the Seven of Swords. This is interesting to me. This is you reviewing activities, experiences in your past, and recognizing ways in which you may have been hurt, betrayed, or misunderstood. This is you trying to sort out some pretty confusing communications that you may be receiving at this time. But you're very aware of the sources of information that you're getting. You are becoming very adept at fielding the motivations of others so that you are able to pick your battles and move communications along appropriately. There are no boondoggles. You're not getting stuck in any back and forth conflicts that others may be having or others may be portraying that you may be having. You've become very sophisticated at not holding on to misinformation, but moving it along so that clarification can come, and your efforts to clarify information are clear and visible to all involved. In the 10th house, we have the World card. This is you, Taurus, finishing up something that you have been working on for a very long time. You are at the end of a journey. You're at the end of an achievement, of a major milestone in your life for which you are being rewarded. You are being recognized. Even if that is, among other things, a healthy retirement, a raise, a new position, even the admiration and support of your friends or family for having completed something that is important. This is you recognizing that you have completed this particular stage of your journey, of your life, and that you are opening up to a new experience, taking along all that you've learned with you. So this is a beautiful achievement. You're out there for the world to see. The world sees you. In your first house, we have the Nine of Wands. Indeed, you have worked yourself very hard to this end. You have not achieved or accomplished this particular cycle without a great deal of investment, labor, bumps and bruises along the way. You are, however, being so close to the end, more determined than ever. You are not giving up. You are focused, and your eyes are on the prize. In your fourth house, the house of your home, your domestic environment, you are benefiting from an inheritance. This is not necessarily confined to any material or a resource of money, but this may be a wealth, legacy, cultural, familial, nonetheless. This is you recognizing that you participate in a tradition or a legacy that you have benefited from your whole life, and that you are now in the position of participating in that legacy so that it continues to generate abundance for future generations. In the seventh house, we have the King of Wands. This is beautiful. You are gaining in confidence. You are clear about your passion. You are perhaps receiving the support of someone who is accomplished in an area that you respect and admire. This is you being in a position to pour your resources, your attention, your connection with something that you love deeply, something that brings you passion, energy, and helps to motivate you. That motivation includes the ability to delegate to others as you are fielding a large concern, be this a position in an organization or a job, or this is your significant relationships where you are partnering up with people who are at the top of their game, who are commanding, who can fill you, with whom you can share this love and passion. In your first house, the Nine of Wands is being clarified by the Knight of Swords in the second house, and the Ten of Pentacles in the third house, a repeat. So this legacy is something that we are all experiencing culturally at some level. And it is about this wealth building that you are teaming up with your intimates, your siblings, your children, and you are discussing ways in which you can maximize the benefit of this thing that you hold, this resource, this asset. The Knight of Swords indicates that you are moving very deliberately. Despite your passion, despite your energy, you are objectifying and observing the way in which you are acting, communicating, and thinking about this legacy. You are opened up to new ways, new ideas, new truths, new paths to victory. But victory is in your sights and is assured. This legacy that you are participating in is opening you up to a larger experience of the world, in order to see more of the world, more of the world to see you. The Ten of Pentacles in the fourth house is clarified by the Nine of Cups in the fifth house and the Devil card in the sixth house. So you are definitely feeling contentment. You're feeling love, luxury, passion, enjoyment with the community from which you are building this legacy, this foundation for you. This can be family, this can be a community, self-selected community, but it does adhere to your work and your pleasure, your passion, your creativity is now able to flow. You are achieving things you've always wanted to achieve. What you are recognizing in your environment sometimes is an old way of doing things. Your perhaps alliance with the way things have always been, your willingness to side with a more traditional form of organization or way of doing things. You are still a believer in a traditional structure for your work, your home, your health habits. You are still invested in an alliance with the material benefits of the world that you expect to be able to enjoy at this time. This makes no comment on that. It simply is cautioning you to make sure that all things that you are working towards, that you are enjoying, primarily benefit you first. As long as you are deriving the same benefits of others that you are working with and amongst, then you are in good stead. You are grounded. But when you are working for the benefit of others to the exclusion of your own needs, you may experience some delays, some slowdowns, some old behaviors that you have grown away from to be exhibited by people in your environment, people who have an expectation of you that is no longer relevant to who you are now. In the 7th house, King of Wands is clarified by the 9 of Cups. This was the 10 of Cups, the 9 of Cups in the 8th house, the Ace of Cups in the 9th house. So if I called this the 9 of Cups, which I did, I meant the 10 of Cups, which is even better than the 9 of Cups right here. This is, as I said, experiencing the things that you've wished for and worked for. The 9 of Cups in your 8th house indicates that you are at peace and content sharing your resources with those that you select, your intimates. You are feeling a sense of flow, abundance, relaxation, enjoyment with significant others in your life. And again, the message of creativity, new ways to do business, new business opportunities, which may not be something that you would have expected, but this is a wish. You desire to move in a new direction now. You may have completed one project, one journey, one effort, but you're now being offered something else in a direction that is in greater alignment with your passion, with your joys, with what you love to do. The World in the 10th house is clarified by the 9 of Swords in the 11th and the 2 of Swords in the 12th house. You have really scrutinized the experiences that you've had in the past that caused you pain and suffering. You have learned to accept responsibility for the part you played in any of that, the choices you made, and you have learned to separate yourself from those people and places that were part of disappointments, heartaches, failures. This is you really relinquishing that to the past, really letting go of that, and accepting that those difficult hardships were part of giving you the gifts of understanding that you now have gained. However, that release, that tremendous release, which is part of what you're experiencing right now and some of the work that you're doing, you're working hard to release your past. And that is taking a phenomenal amount of energy. As you release your past, you are recognizing a crossroads. You're moving away from your past, from one understanding of your past to a new understanding of your past that opens up your future. Any choices that you have to make at this time, really ask yourself to look at the things that are uncomfortable, to move out of the zone of comfort, because you've now gained the confidence to be bold, to be confident in what you know and in who you are. That amplifies your faith in the world, your trust that you are deserving and worthy of better and more. I'm going to finish up this reading, Taurus, with a botanical inspiration. And I've pulled the bellflower. And the key word is gratitude. Melody Beattie says, gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. I'm going to leave it here, Taurus. Thank you so much. Until next time, Namaste.